Let me ask you something. Do you think it's possible for someone to go from zero, I mean absolutely nothing, to earning 100 crore rupees just by using the power of their mind? It sounds like magic, right? Well, today we're going to break down how one man did exactly that. So this is where our story starts, at zero. Imagine a bank account with nothing in it, a future that looks completely blank. It's a feeling of being totally and completely stuck, a place a lot of us might know all too well. So, here's the big question we're tackling today. Can a simple change in the way you think, a shift in your inner world, actually change what happens out here in the real world? Can you really turn that zero into something massive with thought alone? Because believe it or not, this is where the story ends up. 100 crore rupees. And look, this isn't just some crazy number on a screen. It's proof of one of the most incredible transformations you'll ever hear about, and we're going to show you exactly how he did it. All right, let's get into the journey. The man we're talking about is Bob Proctor. And you have to understand, he didn't come from money, he didn't have a fancy education or any special connections. He was just a regular guy who was seriously struggling. I mean, just look at his starting point. He dropped out of high school, he was working in a factory, barely making ends meet, and he was drowning in debt with absolutely no idea what to do next. This is not the resume you'd expect from a future millionaire, right? But then, something happened. A single event that changed everything for him. It was a catalyst, and it came in the form of one book that planted one single, powerful idea in his head. And that book was the classic Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is where Bob Proctor first stumbled upon this radical idea that maybe, just maybe, being poor wasn't his destiny. Maybe it was just a result of his thinking. And this was the sentence that just hit him like a lightning bolt. What you think, you become. So simple, but so profound. The idea that your thoughts literally create your reality. That was it. That was the moment his real journey started. He decided right then and there he was going to completely reprogram his mind. So how in the world did he do it? You see, this wasn't just about thinking happy thoughts. Bob Proctor developed a system. Let's break down the 4 secret rules of the mindset that took him all the way from 0 to 100 crore. Okay, secret number 1 is what he called the paradigm shift. Now, a paradigm is basically your mental programming. It's all those deep-rooted habits and beliefs that run your life on autopilot. Proctor realized that if you believe deep down that earning money is hard, well, guess what? It's always going to be hard. You have to change that core program to get a different result. Secret number 2 is all about your self-image. This is your internal idea of who you are and what you think you deserve. Proctor said that your bank account is nothing more than a mirror reflecting this inner belief back at you. If you secretly see yourself as someone who struggles, you'll always find a way to struggle. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can never outperform your self-image. It's like you have a financial thermostat set inside you. To earn more money, you first have to see yourself as someone who is worthy of it on the inside, long before you ever see it in your bank account. And this brings us to secret number 3, which is a game changer. You see, most people live in a scarcity mindset. They're afraid of losing what they have, so they see problems everywhere. Proctor taught himself to live in an abundance mindset, which is all about faith, about seeing opportunities, and about growth. One mindset pushes wealth away, and the other one pulls it in like a magnet. And the 4th and final secret is the law of circulation. Proctor believed that money is just energy. And what does energy have to do? It has to move. If you hold onto it tightly because you're scared, it just stagnates. But if you let it flow by giving, by investing in yourself and others, it always, always comes back to you, multiplied. Okay, so that's all the theory, the big ideas. But what does this actually look like day to day? How do you apply this stuff? Let's get into the practical step-by-step action plan. Here it is, your blueprint. These are the exact habits Proctor built into his daily life. First, affirmations, to literally rewrite his beliefs. Second, visualization, to see his goals as if they were already real. Third, gratitude, to tune his mind to a positive frequency. Fourth, he learned to make decisions quickly to build momentum. And finally, he focused on creating multiple streams of income so he was never relying on just one thing. And check this out. This is the exact affirmation he used. He wrote it down and said it out loud over and over and over again. Notice he didn't say,
I hope money comes to me. He said, money comes to me, as if it was already happening. He was speaking it into existence.
So, as we start to pull all this together, you have to understand the most important lesson here. This whole journey from having nothing to having 100 crore, it wasn't really about the money at all. It was about something way bigger. See, the money was just the side effect. It was the proof that the inner work was, well, working. The real treasure, the actual wealth he gained, was the growth of his own mind. The goal isn't just to get the money, it's to become the kind of person who can attract it and manage it effortlessly. And that leads us to this final, really powerful idea. According to this philosophy, poverty isn't some condition you're stuck with, and wealth isn't about luck. They are both the direct result of a choice of thought that you make every single day. So, that leaves us with just one question for you. Bob Proctor started as a high school dropout buried in debt, and he completely rewrote his life story. What he left behind isn't a fairy tale, it's a blueprint. The tools are all here. The only thing left to ask is, how are you going to change your story, starting right now?